Resampling audio is one of the deepest creative wormholes that we have as a music producer. If you've never heard about it before, you're honestly about to be blown away, so stay tuned. Resampling is when we record audio within our DAW. So check this out. I've got this track here, which was the track that I used for the intro. And, right? If I hit Command T and make a new audio track, this input here, if I click on this drop-down menu, you can actually go and select resampling mode. And what this does is essentially just records anything from our master output into this track. So whatever you can hear coming out of your project is going to be routed into this track. So if I hit this record arm button, you can see that audio is going to come through now, right? Now, if I just go and hit record, just to show you that this is a recording of our track, let's just duplicate some sections, right? That kind of sounded cool. If you want to resample a single track or just a few tracks, what you can do is actually go through and solo the ones that you want. So let's say I wanted the kick, the snare, and this bass group here. Move these things over to the right, and I'm just going to hit record here, and it's just going to resample everything that I've got soloed. Now I can do heaps of audio editing stuff with this, you know, warp it out, something like that. I could reverse it. So why would we actually resample anything? As you can see, we've sort of compressed multiple tracks into this one track. So that's potentially a reason. If you want to combine tracks together, you can do that via resampling. But the most of the power of resampling comes from the creative effects that you can do with that rendered audio clip. If you think about it, any warping or audio editing that you do is always going to be before the processing. So resampling allows us to render and record out that processing. So then we can actually start to use our warping and our audio editing tools on post-processed sounds. For instance, this flute sample here, right? Reverb on this sound, it's got a big decay time over here. If I'm to make a cut, something like this, we're gonna see the reverb tail ring over this cut. And that's because the audio editing tools, this audio editing stuff, you know, if we duplicate stuff or if we warp stuff like this all happens before any of this processing here, before the audio effects. So you can hear that reverb tail ringing out. But if we want it to happen the other way around, this is where resampling comes in. I'm gonna make a new track here. I'm gonna put it onto resampling mode, arm it, turn it to auto, and then make sure that this is soloed. So now we have this audio snippet here, which has the reverb imprinted into the sound. And now we can warp that reverb sound like this. We can delete snippets of it. We can duplicate it. We can use our audio editing tools, and we're editing the processed sound as opposed to the dry sound. Hopefully this is making sense. By the way, for some other cool techniques like this one, in the description I left a link to a free music production handbook that you can check out as well. Okay, so let's talk about how to make a tape stop effect, something like this. It's the illusion that our track is slowing down to a stop, like clicking stop on a tape machine, right? So we can do this by using resampling. I've got our resampled snippet from the start of the video. It sounds the exact same as this section of our song. And what I'm gonna do is make a MIDI clip this time, and I'm just gonna drag this audio snippet into this MIDI clip. So if I was to go into this MIDI clip and play a C3, this is just going to be our regular note. You can also experiment with hitting different notes and you'll see that it'll pitch it around. So we can actually pitch our song around now, right? But in this case, I want to make this tape stop effect, so I'm actually going to extend this C3 note out, and I'm also going to right-click this simpler device and convert it to a sampler. I don't need to do anything else, I just need to do that, because inside the clip, we're going to go and click on this envelopes tab, and then I'm going to click and make sure I've selected this sample here, 16 audio, and then I'm going to go find the transpose here. So all we're doing is just modulating the clip transposition. So if I was just to drag this down like this, you can see it's going to, over the course of 1/4 of a bar, go down 48 semitones. Right? So we can hear this a little bit afterwards, which is really low in pitch. And all I'm gonna do is just snip off that end bit. So I'm just gonna hold Command and just snip that off, something like this. Maybe a little bit more. We could even mess around with changing the curve or make it a bit more rapid, something like this. So now what I'm going to do is replace this thing with the rest of the track. So I'm going to turn off all of the things within this section. I'm going to go here and hit 0 on my keyboard, and that's just going to deactivate everything. And I'm going to make it come back in on this snare here. So let's have a little listen to the effect now. That kind of works, right? But I think what might make it a bit more convincing is if I actually go get an auto filter, drag it behind here, and I'm gonna flip it the other way and just have this filtering it a little bit. So you can sort of tell that it swaps over to this filtered tape stop effect. Maybe a bit higher. And then the bass comes back in. So I'm actually going to grab this little MIDI clip here, and I'm just gonna paste it in front of it. And I'm gonna do something different this time. I'm gonna go to the end of the clip and hit a little node there. And then I'm gonna go to the start of the clip and actually pitch it up. So that kind of works as well, right? We could make it go a bit faster by just dragging this over a little bit. So I'm actually gonna have to go into the notes and just change the start time here. Let's just tweak around with this a little bit. So maybe add a little bit more of a curve here. So now we've got a bit of a ramp into it, and then it goes down and stops, and then the bass comes back in with this snare. So let's have a final little listen to this effect here. All right, so I'm gonna try something a little bit different this time, and I've just turned off the kick, and maybe we can actually turn or deactivate this snare as well. And I'm going to resample this section of the track. And what I'm going to do is apply some reverb to this resampling clip, and I'm going to put it through 100% wet. And this is a really cool technique that I often do in breakdowns if I want a little bit more space, and also if I want a little bit more contrast in the drop. What you can do is record that section of the arrangement, and in this resampling track, put your reverb to 100% wet, and you'll hear that now we just have a reverb layer of your track, just an extra reverb layer. And what I can do is go over to this mute switch and show the automation and just mute it when this kick comes back in. But essentially what's happening is we're providing heaps more space. You could do some filter sweeps on this resampling reverb layer, auto filter. Is a really fun arrangement technique, especially if you want to build some sort of like tension in your track. So the last thing I wanted to mention, and this is kind of the reason why it's such a big wormhole, is you can keep resampling over and over and over as much as you like as well. You can always resample and then process more and then warp more and then mess around with it more and then resample it again, and the cycle continues. So this tape stop effect, which we already made via resampling, I could resample that again. You know, I could hit record here and resample that, and then I could go into this audio clip and I could warp this out. Let's have a listen to what this sounds like now. Oh yeah, I really like that. So if you wanted to make some sort of glitchy transition in here, we could do something like this. I chopped it up a little bit and found some little bits that I like and arranged it like this. And let's have a listen to this in the context of our full track here as well. So that way we made a glitchy transition by resampling the already resampled thing that we'd made and then warping it and messing around with it even more. So because we can always keep resampling over and over, there's quite literally endless possibilities with what we can do, which is really exciting because we can always have fun with messing around with sound design and audio manipulation within our project. Hope this video helped. If it did, remember to like and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, thank you so much for hanging out and watching to the end. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.